Hi, this is Marcel again with another battle report. I'm using my Doomshaper 2 Rage of Dunya list again. Nothing changed since the last game. I'm convinced this list can do good if I play it correctly. With Rug, Mark, the Mauler and the Earthborn I have serious damage potential. Also the Feet of Doomy and the Animals of the Exile gives this list some really good threat ranges. Rug and the Exile should be able to deal with a medium amount of infantry as long as the other side doesn't spam anything. And the Bouncer and the Earthborn should be able to protect Doomy against assassinations with ranged lists, especially if the other side tries to pull him out. I'm up against Grand Scrotator Severius, the old man of Menoth. We argued a bit which one of our casters has the worst old man stats, but decided they're equally bad and will probably die to a light without any problems. He's playing this as a gunline mainly, with the Vessel of Judgment, that we are playing according to the Battle Engine CID rules from week 3, and the Idrian Skirmishers and his Sunburst crews. He has some serious ranged threat against my list, and his 3 jacks should be able to mop up everything that the ranged threat left over, unless I manage to get into melee with him really fast and smash his stuff before he hurts me too much. What was pretty weird is that both of us said against this list I should have used my other list, so he would rather have played his Jack Heavy into my Beast Heavy, and I would rather have played my Borka 1 list with Shield Guards into his gunline. We are playing Standoff from the Steamroller 2017 package according to the CID week 4 rules, I think. Standoff has 2 large round zones to the left and right of the battlefield, which can be controlled by warrior models, and 2 rectangular zones, one to his side, one to my side, both with a objective. They can be controlled by battle engines or jacks. The opponent won the roll-off and decided he wanted me to go first. So without knowing how he would deploy, I tried to stay in the middle of the board. Deployed Mark and the X on one side because I was pretty sure that Mark could handle one zone on his own. On the other side, the Mauler and the Earthborn should take the second zone, with the Earthborn threatening his 16 inches. And Rug in the middle should be going wherever he decided to deploy his Idrians, because I hoped I could surf through them with Berserk and Overtake. The Bouncer will position himself right next to the objective, so Doomshaper has a spot where he is pretty safe against shooting. My opponent put his artillery pieces on one side and the battle engine on the other side. He didn't have the Menoth battle engine, so we proxied that with the Gatorman battle engine, but that was discarded pretty soon and we just used a proxy marker because neither of us could see on the other side of this battle engine, and yeah, it was just inconvenient. His caster and his battle group, as well as all of the support, go into the middle, and the Idrians deploy centrally with advanced deployment, and they immediately put prey on Rug. So he identified Rug as the biggest threat to his lineup, so I will try to keep him safe, because with prey on him, the combined ranged attacks from the Idrians and the +1 to all attack and damage rolls that his caster gives, they can put out an amazing amount of damage for such a small unit. What I noticed is that this list does not comply to the word of Menoth, that says, as everybody knows, "Thou shalt paint thy models or suffer in the fires of the Creator." On my first turn I do the usual, I run everything up, I put Wild Aggression on Malk, I put 4 Fury into the stone, and I'm trying to keep everything out of his threat ranges. I'm also putting Malk into the forest and the Mauler onto the hill, so they get a little bit of a defense boost. He does the same on his side. He runs most of the stuff up, he spreads out the Idrians. The choir gives the usual buffs to the jacks, I think no shooting, and he puts up his vision upkeep onto the battle engine, so the battle engine can ignore 1 damage roll from me. On my second turn I only move slightly forward. The Mauler on the right side and the whelp that is with him just tow into the zone. Malk on the left side also tows into the zone and is just in charge range to his battle engine. I keep the Earthborn in the forest, so he gets his +2 speed and also plus defense. The Exer and the Bouncer create a small line with the objective, so Doomshaper and the Creelstone can hide behind that. And I keep Rug a little bit further back because he still has prey on him, and I don't want the Idrians to one-round him. Sadly, that is exactly what he does on his second turn. His battle engine moves up, it's now that proxy base, and it puts its first shot into Rug, which I shield guard with my Bouncer. What I did not expect is that his shots cause D3 models in up to 4 inches to get a magic attack damage roll that is not considered to be caused by an attack. So he hits my stone and I can not give that to one of the grunts. The stone itself dies and I have to field promote, but that means my aura goes away, which is a swing of 2 armor. Then the Idrians go in and some combined ranged attacks kill Rug, which is really bad for me. He also puts some damage into the Mauler on the right side and into the Earthborn. He moves up the Visgoth and his Honor Guard on the left side to contest the zone. And oh yeah, he does a reposition for all of his Idrians and tries to get them as much in the way as possible. So he's up 1 point. He controlled his rectangular zone. The round zone on the left side is contested by a single web. And he put his Idrians in a bad spot for me, right in front of everything. I do not want to trample my beasts because that would cost me too many attacks. So I have the Bouncer and the Exer with their 2-inch reach clear a path for the Earthborn and also clear my zone, so I can at least now score here. Then Malk charges in and tries to kill the battle engine, which fails. He does some really good rolls on hitting, but his damage rolls are really bad. I think the battle engine did more damage to itself at this point by boosting stuff and buying miracles and buying shots than I was able to do to it. The Earthborn gets rage and charges his heavy and almost manages to kill it. Sadly, he has some repair guys and yeah, he will hit back really hard next round. The Mauler was in a bad spot, I have to say. I have him charge one of the Idrians, kill him, make his 1-inch move, or rather half-inch move, because I did not put rush with Pathfinder onto him, kill a second one, and that's it. He doesn't get any further. So on the end of my turn I score 1 point. He doesn't score anything, so we're tied again. And then he thinks a while, because Mark is giving him some headaches. He's in melee with his battle engine and he needs to get him out from there. He wants to kill the Earthborn, and he also wants to kill Mark if possible. And he has too many options in his army, he says. In the end, the battle engine uses a miracle to push Mark away, then puts both of the shots into Mark. He uses his light jack, I think that is Blessing of Vengeance, to also put some more damage into Mark. And then the Viscoth and the Honor Guard on the left side charge, one of them into Mark's back arc, which finally kills him. And they also kill the whelp in that zone, so he's controlling it now. His heavy, I think Blood of Martyrs that is, and his Repenter manage to kill the Earthborn with the help of 1 or 2 attacks from the Idrians. And the Sunburst crews and the rest of the Idrians kill my Mauler. So it looks really bad for me on the table. I have no heavies left. I am now down 2 points again, because he scores in the left zone and in the rectangular zone. And the only positive thing at this point is that he had to think really hard, and especially really long, about how to remove my models, because of order of activation, what needs to be done first. Also, the immunities of the Earthborn caused him some problems, because he couldn't just put some spells onto him. So although he is winning really heavily on attrition and would probably shoot me off the board if he had another turn, he will lose this game because he has 14 seconds left on his clock. We didn't even play the last turn anymore. I just said what I would do. I would run my Exa to the left zone to contest. I would put a few stone scraps into the right zone, and I would move my caster back and the rest of my units right in front of my caster, because there's no way he can clear both zones in 14 seconds, and I think he would even need a third zone, because he is now only on 2 points. So it doesn't feel like I won this game, it feels more like he lost this game, mainly because he had to think too much about how to remove my models. He was sometimes really frustrated with the retaliatory strikes of Mark, the high armor values, the immunities of the Earthborn, and so on. Also, his battle engine gives a lot of options, and he wasn't always sure what the best way to use them was. If we played this matchup again with these exact lists, he would probably win easily if I wouldn't be able to protect Rug and my stone. But in this case we decided we wouldn't play this out, but stop with the clock, because we had the opportunity to do another game that evening and needed to hurry, because both of us needed to catch our trains. I had lots of fun in this game against this opponent. We had lots and lots of trash talking, which might have used up a bit of his clock. And the Menoth battle engine is crazy with the current CID rules, so if I encounter that again, I definitely need to take more care against it. Also, the buff from his caster with prey from the Idrians and combined ranged attacks is really evil and gets to insanely high damage rolls for such a small unit, and I should definitely have respected that. thank you for watching this. Next up will be another game of this list against a Jack Heavy Menoth list, but that will go into a separate battle report. If you have any comments on my playstyle or any tips what I should do different, please put them below the video.